This world has nothing but a single rope in it, and I am hanging on to it for dear life. From here, how could I possibly defeat Terraria when I don't even have a single block to stand on? As we get started, let's lay down some ground rules. I am not allowed to use glitches, so I can't use the guide achievement glitch like Frostburn did in a totally empty world. I can't use a special seed like many others have done in Skyblocks, and I can't use seasonal drops like Christmas presents. From this rope, I have to beat the game in its entirety, using 0 exploits or special scenarios, starting with nothing but the regular starting gear, a lava-proof bug net, and the few things required to spawn Golem, which I won't let myself place into hard mode. You're about to see how this run is so masochistic, no person in their right mind would ever attempt it, which is why I'm using the mod Dragon Lens to speed through time. We're going to use it to remove the thousands of hours that'd be required for this run. Our objective is only to prove that it can be done, and so we'll prove that each step of progression is possible, do some farming, and then move on. But what makes this run so brutally masochistic? Well, primarily, the very first step of obtaining our very first block. See, in expert mode, the slime rain event can happen at any point in the game, though the chances are reduced when below 140 max health. Our first step is to wait for this slime rain.
Oh, there it is! Oh, we already got it! Look at that!
That was the easy part. Now we need several rare factors to line up perfectly to obtain our first blocks. Before we even started, we needed to make a character until we started with a legendary copper short sword. Shameful and demonic are also good reforges for what we're going to be trying to do, but legendary is what ended up working for me. Once we have that sword and a slime rain, we need 3 things. We need a green slime, we need that slime to have an ore inside it, and we need it to be falling in just the right direction.
That one has gold. Oh!
Those are the conditions we need just for the potential of obtaining a block. Once that rare scenario occurs, we need to drop from our rope, attack the slime from a specific angle, get at least 1 critical strike, and kill the slime while being right above it.
Like this, like this, like this. Oh!
Accomplishing this single, seemingly simple feat, even while removing the need to wait for that perfect slime to spawn, is what makes this challenge truly evil.
Keep it going, and oh, so close! Oh no! Terminal velocity is reached! Oh, we almost had that one! Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on! We got him! We did get it!
For over an hour, this is what we did. Spawn green slimes in just the right location to consistently give us the right positioning. With each attempt at killing a slime taking maybe 20 seconds on average, we likely attempted this 200 times in that hour. Keep in mind, this is while manually spawning them in the right location and not even waiting for one that happens to have ore in it. During that hour, I saw maybe 1 green slime that filled the conditions necessary naturally. If we assume that translated to each hour, we could very well have spent 200 hours rather than just 1 for each of these attempts before the miracle finally happened.
We got it! We did it! Oh my goodness, we actually just did it!
The slime didn't even have any ore in it, but we obtained its drops, which is all we need to prove it is possible. So we grab a few ore. Slimes can drop anywhere between 3 and 13, and we limited ourselves to the minimal 3 for the time being. We have crossed our first hurdle. Our second one? Getting more blocks. Because these 3 blocks are the only places enemies can spawn, and while I'm standing on them, Slime Rain is still our best or perhaps only bet for obtaining more. On the bright side, we have a green slime banner to make this, hopefully, a little easier. Ultimately, our situation isn't a whole lot better with just 3 blocks though. A real improvement requires 7 blocks. Now we can catch slimes and trap them against this wall while we hit them. We can farm this for a long time until we can make an even longer platform that can catch purple slimes and blue slimes well enough to farm them as well as the green ones.
Oh, nah, don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die. Man, I'm so dead. Oh, other side. There we go. Sanctuary! No!
We would need to continue farming like this until we obtain enough ore to make a platform where we can be on one end without seeing the other end. This would definitely allow enemies to spawn. We stretch the ore we have out as far as possible by removing an ore every 2 ore. Not sure this is necessary, but I thought it might be for regular spawns to appear. At long last, our platform is long enough. Doing this totally naturally, I'd estimate would take up to 400 hours based on what we've experienced thus far, although it's heavily luck and skill dependent. Those estimated 400 hours are just to give us a platform large enough to allow for normal spawns to appear. And I'm not going to estimate hours from here on out because it would get ridiculous very quickly. Now we hope for a zombie arm from these zombies tonight to greatly increase our damage. Farming for zombies can be made faster or easier by dying enough to create an ectomist, allowing zombies to spawn during the day. Although this doesn't necessarily make it easier for us to actually kill the zombies. We didn't manage to get a zombie arm quite yet, and let's just say sometimes we'll cheat in things that we can possibly obtain, and other times we'll just do the farming. I mention this because we're going to move on to another major milestone, collecting dirt, stone, and sand. But Thorben, how is that possible without the shimmer or any blocks naturally in your world, you may ask? Well, my sweet curious viewer, that is why I am making a massive ore bridge all the way to the edge of the world. Now we just place rope to descend the world border.
All right, we're going to park ourselves right here. Boom. As you can see, there are no blocks. However, if you start mining just off screen, you can pick up blocks. As you can see, when we do the zooming, we can actually see what is just off screen. Oh, no,
Something to note about this. Probably any Skyblock map you could play will not have these blocks, so I will have a one rope world available on the Steam Workshop if you'd like to attempt this challenge. But this little exploit you can do right now in any world you currently have. Just outside the world border, more world exists, and it is in fact possible to mine and collect these blocks. This is what will make this run possible without the shimmer, so that's why the world was made differently. Plus, I think it's a cool little trick you can use on your own worlds. These blocks, although nice to have, don't actually allow us to do much quite yet. We also have to make sure to treat them very carefully, because if we somehow lost a bunch of them, we'd have no way of obtaining more. But there is one block type that is renewable now that we have sand. Laying down a bunch of it and waiting a good long while, we can get cactus to grow. This is, of course, a very big deal because we can make a workbench out of cactus. We can make cactus armor to help with dealing with enemies, and most importantly, cactus can be used to make suitable housing so our first NPCs can move in. If you haven't noticed, we've also done enough farming at this point to obtain a slime staff and zombie arm. These are solid weapons, but we're going to go straight to obtaining a much more powerful one by heading to the underworld, making a platform and setting up a safe box where we can slowly farm demons with just our slime staff. This isn't actually that easy because imps can shoot through the safe box, but a demon scythe was bound to drop at some point. What do we need this demon scythe for? To defeat Skeletron. We will also be making a bridge to the far left of the world as well to accomplish this. See, the old man doesn't actually require a dungeon to spawn, you just need there to be blocks of some sort wherever his spawn destination is. While we're out here, we might as well collect some more blocks, most importantly sand. Now, why do we need to kill Skeletron? Well, he's the only boss that I can spawn that will allow the Dryad to spawn. The Dryad is necessary to purchase acorns and grass seeds so we can grow trees for wood that'll allow us to craft a furnace. This furnace will let us craft more gear, but more importantly, we'll be able to craft an iron fishing rod, and once fishing is unlocked, a whole new world of progression opens up to us. Antlions are not spawning, but I'll explain why later, because the traveling merchant has arrived. With him and enough money, we also have infinite blocks, but they aren't corruptible and dynasty wood can't be used to make a furnace, so it'll only be useful for making housing and bridging. I was hoping that if I stuck around him all day, that his shop would change come the next day, allowing me to farm all his shop options. And although never leaving his side does in fact prevent him from disappearing, his shop remains the same. Now on to why we haven't had any luck with antlions. I don't actually need to collect the sand right now, by the way, I just want to collect it now because I can. Now, I don't know where this information came from, but someone from chat informed me that antlions require something like 4,500 5 blocks of sand in a 9 block radius, or something like that. I forget the specifics, only that this new hunk of sand that's 10 by 11 should be big enough. It still took a very long time, even when cranking up spawn rates and speeding up the game speed, but one did appear, only for it to shoot twice before I got myself killed and it despawned. But we know that they can spawn now, so that's great, and while we waited for him to appear, there was a slime rain. Now that we have a demon scythe and a long platform, we can kill King Slime.
Like a slimy saddle first try, love that. Oh, now we have a hook. I totally spaced on the slime hook. Oh, that's huge.
One more slime rain and King Slime later, and we have full ninja armor, giving us more defense, critical strike, and movement speed. The most pivotal part of taking down King Slime, however, was obtaining the slime mount. Without any movement accessories, this will be our primary form of movement against Skeletron. Speaking of, we haven't gotten the old man to spawn. To figure this out, I made another world of the same seed and figured out where the dungeon was. Turns out the game is quite finicky with where the old man can spawn. The platform has to be either near or on the exact depth he can appear at. So we farmed the depth meter after making a platform in the cavern layer of the world.
Chain knife. I actually like the chain knife. I am a fan of this weapon.
Now that we can measure depth, getting the old man to spawn became much easier.
We got him! Hey! I need to get to work on making an arena for defeating your curse. You're welcome.
We're going to be very precisely making this arena so that the height to the next platform is just barely lower than the height the slime mount can jump. Now we have to defeat expert mode Skeletron with a demon scythe, slime mount, ninja armor, and only 100 health, with iron skin, swiftest potions, and fries being the only buffs available to us.
Hope and pray this goes well. Play it careful. Oh! Gotta play this with maximum skills that I definitely have. Still in this. No, don't jump into the hands, you fool! Oh, we got a hand, we got a hand. Okay, we got both hands. Oh, we're getting way too close on the timing, but we're doing it. What? Oh, you gotta be kidding me! Oh, that's so lame! We had the mount! That should have bounced off of him! I call bogus! Okay, let's hold off on the damage a little bit. Oh, really? Fedora! Oh, you know we gotta get that. Boom. Branding. Yeah, that was not good positioning. Get better at dodging, Thorben. Get better. Oh, no. Ah, come on. Get back into it, Thorben. You did so well on your first attempt. Okay. Oh, what? Oh, wrong buttons. Ow, that's just... Okay. Should have also had a swiftness potion, I guess.
And actually somehow gotten a life crystal from off the map. I forgot to use that.
There we go. That's what we like. What? Well, this isn't good. Yeah. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, we're getting some good luck. Go low for the spinning attack. No. No, oh, dude, why am I struggling so much with this? We know we can do it, we're just not playing it right. Whew, look at that threading the needle. That is mad skills you have witnessed. You have witnessed a master. Way off of my timing. But, oh, not again. Not again, come on. No. Okay. We're okay. No. Okay. Heal. Okay. Just one more phase. We can get it. One more. There it is! Yes! Oh, finally! And we got Chippy's couch! Oh, and the Book of Skulls, and it's godly.
Now we can get the Dryad to spawn and get this run going. The Demolitionist and somehow strangely the Zoologist took up the houses I had available, so we made a few more.
There she is. Oh, we are now moving and grooving.
We place down a bit of dirt, plant some grass and acorns, and wait around for a good little while until a few trees grow.
Furnace acquired. Life changed.
Immediately, we craft the iron fishing rod. We can finally get ourselves some storage, and with enough farming of slimes, we could craft platinum armor, although this isn't really necessary to do right now, as the next steps in the process will accomplish the same thing. I made the pool needed for the lava pool much larger than it needed to be, and lava slimes, for whatever reason, are not common, at least not spawning very often, making this process much longer and even longer after we got enough lava for other problems to occur.
Oh, wow!
This is why we had to start with a lava-proof bug net. Without it, we could never catch the lava critters down here to do lava fishing, and without lava fishing, we could never obtain regular water either. Could we do this run theoretically without lava fishing? I think so. Maybe. It would require hard cheesing of bosses, but I'm not sure if this limited run would allow for any cheeses that exist, so we're just going to lava fish. How does this get us water though? Well, obsidian crates are fished out of lava, and those crates can have water bombs in them. Once you have water bombs in your inventory, you can purchase more from the demolitionist, but not just more wet bombs, because wet bombs can be made into dry bombs. That can also be purchased, and dry bombs can be made into lava bombs that, you guessed it, can also be purchased once they are obtained and are in your inventory. With the regular water, we can get all kinds of accessories, including double jumps and fast boots, a bunch of different potions, and all kinds of ores and bars. And selling the massive number of duplicates is a quick way of obtaining stupid amounts of money that we're going to need for reforging. But how are we going to reforge? How could we possibly get the Goblin Tinkerer without shadow orbs to destroy? Well, while bridging to the edge of the world, we made it so Goblin Scouts could spawn. Collecting 10 tattered cloth from them and some wood allows us to make the battle standard. Why haven't I used it yet? Turns out you need 200 health to actually use the thing, but lucky us, golden crates can drop life crystals, assuming, we're able to actually fish for these things.
So let's make a bigger one that's underground so we can get at least the cave fish.
In hindsight, the fishing hole on the surface was way too small, and even the one I made underground, although larger, might still be smaller than it needs to be to increase the odds of golden crates ending up on the other end of my fishing line. I'm not sure if that's how it actually works though. Optimized or not, we can get full health using this, and now we can use the little battle standard we have to swiftly defeat the goblins. We're not going to fetch the Goblin Tinkerer quite yet because we don't actually need him. Right now, we're going to spend the next eternity farming for sand from these ant lions. We need 1,500 sand to make an artificial desert biome, and this biome will allow us to fish for a sandstorm in a bottle. With no way of obtaining a blizzard in a bottle, the bundle of horseshoe balloons will forever be out of our reach, but the sandstorm is a much better double jump than the tsunami in a bottle. We found the Tinker after that, but before we do anything fishing, I wanted to start making other artificial biomes that will take some time to form. Those being the corruption and jungle, which are almost one and the same. But if we have a very limited amount of dirt that can be collected on the world borders, how are we going to make multiple full biomes? Elementary, Watson! Dirt and bombs dropped from slimes can be made into dirt bombs. These can yield over twice as much dirt as are used to craft them, so using the massive amounts of money from fishing, we can buy up as many bombs as we want to make infinite dirt. How does this help us get a jungle? Dirt next to water allows you to craft mud. We're going to place mud in these rows, but before we can get a jungle, we need to first get a corruption, which can only happen if we buy corrupt seeds from the Dryad during a blood moon, or the 1 to 3 seeds dropped from the Eye of Cthulhu. We've had no luck with either spawning at this point, and I was excited at the prospect of obtaining the Terra Spark boots, only to remember that we have no way of creating a tundra biome, and so ice skates are off the menu. We can at least fish in space for lucky horseshoe and shiny red balloons, giving us some solid upgrades to our mobility. Amidst all this fishing, the Eye finally decided to show up, giving us 1 corrupt seed. This 1 seed really isn't going to get us very far, so we're going to wait for a blood moon to buy more. Turns out waiting for a blood moon in this run is going to take even longer than waiting for a slime rain. Somehow. I was starting to think I fundamentally misunderstood blood moons, and they might not appear at all until something I wasn't aware of happens. We buy a few seeds, and we're going to want to farm for a bloody tear for sure. We can also take the opportunity to fish for the enemies that drop us the vampire frog staff.
There's just a gold bunny right here. Oh, where's my nut? There you are. Come back here, you.
We're finally starting to collect enough stuff to warrant making an organization system, and we'll likely want a garden for potions considering how limited we're going to be in the drops we can get. Onto how we're going to get a jungle now that we've purchased a bunch of corrupt seeds. To accomplish this, all we need is a bunch of mud, place a corrupt seed, and then throw some purification powder on it, and voila! We have jungle grass. I also wanted to build out a long dirt bridge in each direction that we can also plant grass seeds on just to make sure the hollow has a place to spawn. Technically the Dryad sells solid seeds, so we don't actually need to do this per se, but a bridge in the cave layer isn't a bad idea anyways. We're going to want to make sure this jungle is fully grown before hard mode so we can fish for jungle crates, which would allow us to get the Staff of Regrowth and Anklet of Wind for lightning boots. One also had a boomstick so we can get the arms dealer. A revolver from the traveling merchant could also have accomplished this, but he hasn't sold one yet. The jungle also allows us to collect everything we need for jungle armor, which will pair great with our demon sight, because mage is the best class. I'm not sure it'll be helpful or work how I'm imagining, but I made a big block of mud in the jungle, which will serve as my chlorophyte farm. Before moving on to hard mode, we farmed more sand for extra glass to make bottles for potions. I also didn't get a celestial magnet while fishing either, and maybe I'll need that. It's just that without the ability to obtain a band of regeneration, I can't get my beloved celestial cuffs, so I'm not sure how helpful it will actually be. To fight the wall, we throw the voodoo doll into our lava pool and then rush to the very long lava road I made so we can utilize the lava shark against this thing.
Oh no, how high is this thing? Oh, it's all the way up there? Oh, I thought I was going to be high enough. Okay, well on the bright side, if we line it up just right, we can probably hit each part of the wall. There we go. Wait, this actually works really well. Oh, let's go. We just need to get the perfect positioning. A little hard to aim, but I just love that we can hit multiple parts of the wall. This works great. And shotgun it. Oh no. You gotta be kidding me. No! Ah! Oh, that was the best way to finish that.
We got the laser rifle, and in hindsight, maybe I shouldn't have made the jungle the first biome I need to get through to reach anything else down here, but we find the new corruption on the left side of the world. There's only one problem. Apparently, I didn't build this thing deep enough in the cave layer to get souls, and clingers are uniquely problematic in a corruption biome made like this. On the bright side though, mimics spawn a little more frequently than they normally do. When I built down a bit lower, we reached the point that the background changed, meaning we can now get souls of night. So we'll create a new platform down here, all the while making a roof over our heads to block the pesky clingers that are shooting at us. Checking on the hollow biome, it of course has the same problem. On the bright side, without clingers around, it was much easier to set up this biome for soul of light farming. This farming doesn't need to happen now, so let's make ourselves stronger before we do that by fishing until we get hard mode gear. This took literally ages, even with all of the quality of life I'm using. People who regularly fish for hard mode ores rather than mining them are crazy. There is no excuse. You are crazier than I am to attempt this run.
I've gotten 4 sundials and not one titanium or adamantite bar. Why I repeat to people like this?
I guess I don't need to farm for either adamantite and titanium or souls, but we can actually do both by fishing in the hollow. I was also thinking this would give us prismite for life force potions, but since we can't get a tundra, we will never get shiverthorn, and so life force potions are out of the question. Now, we could technically get a tundra if we allowed for Christmas time, because the presents could get us a snow globe to summon the Frost Legion that would leave snowblock glitter all over the place with enough farming, but from the start I decided that we couldn't use seasonal drops, so no tundra for us. What is nice about fishing down here, though, is that divine crates also drop souls, so this is just the best place to be fishing, or at least for the most part. Biomimics can interrupt things and make it a little difficult. Would love to defeat one of these for the crystal shard, but there's just way too many enemies on this tiny platform for some reason. We're still not getting adamantite or titanium bars at all, though, so I figured I'd get the angler for crate potions. To get the angler, we just need to put sand down at the far end of the world and wake him up. The first quest that I managed to get didn't get us any crate potions though, so we'll just have to do more fishing, but we'll alternate to corrupt fishing so we can get the drops from here.
Oh right, purple clubberfish. I forgot about purple clubberfish. Oh, they're going to overflow my inventory. Oh no. Nobody needs them to be this common. Who's the wise guy who decided that was a good idea?
That aside, I did get a magic dagger, and it occurs to me that there aren't a whole lot of mage weapons we can obtain in this challenge. No Chandra, so no Frost Staff or Flower of Frost, no Meteorite for Meteor Staff, I can't make Dangerous Walls, so no Desert Spirit Lamp, no Magic Missile, so no Sky Fracture. There's this Magic Dagger, the Hex Voodoo Doll, Cursed Flame, and Crystal Storm, Crystal Vial Shard, and Ice Rod. I guess that's a decent number, but none of the ones I typically use against bosses at this stage are available. The Magic Dagger, though, is better than I remember it being, and a Sorcerer Emblem could push it to even greater heights, and without a Shimmer, I have to farm for that, emblem. We tried twice with no luck, but since we've done a bunch of fishing, we got quite a lot of passive buffs for our arena, so let's give the twins a shot. Of all things to be a problem in this battle, I hadn't expected the size in my arena to be the main one. I really wasn't able to position myself well and haven't built my houses in such a way to allow for quick escapes while attempting to nurse heal. Let's expand the arena. We got all this open space, might as well use it. We could also use the Sorcerer Emblem to up our damage quite a bit and perhaps make this battle more doable.
I hate Retinazer. A lot of people think he's just not bad. I struggle against this guy. Yep, don't have the jumps for that. Well, this seems to be working. Oh, we got him. Oh my goodness.
This opens a door for some better mage weapons at long last, like the Magical Harp and Rainbow Rod. Rainbow Rod is just going to require we make a surface hollow biome so we can farm for unicorn horns and pixie dust. I was also hoping for a blessed apple, but I had no luck with that at all. Now, before taking on the other bosses, let's reforge. The harp is pretty decent against Destroyer, but it's occurred to me there are no blocks below me for quite a long distance below the arena. Maybe if I place a block here, it'll keep the Destroyer from falling.
Well, let's see what happens. There he is. Huh. I wonder what he started from. Is he just going to keep falling? Is he going to ever be able to get up here? Alright, Destroyer, more like easy. Got him. Ah.
With him barely able to even get onto the arena, Destroyer was no issue to defeat, and we'll rush straight into Skeletron Prime.
Oh, whoa! Why is dude cooking so fast? Hold up. Oh no. You gotta be kidding me.
Without knockback immunity, the moment we get hit by the head, we just can't escape. I'm fairly sure I don't usually fight Skeletron Prime with knockback immunity though, so either I'm struggling or I really am just missing things that could be very helpful for this battle.
Whoops.
With full hollowed armor equipped, we have the final armor we're going to be able to craft. Obviously, without a dungeon, we can't get Spectre armor, and without an adamantite forge, we can't craft Chlorified armor, but that's for future me to find out. Present me is spending 5 platinum reforging the Optic Staff, trying to get Ruthless, only to settle for Demonic instead, and at long last farm for Wyverns to craft wings. Now, one thing I know is supposed to happen is that Plantera bulbs are, supposed to appear in the jungle once all the mechs have been defeated. Like, I'm pretty sure one is supposed to just spawn automatically. Considering how small my jungle is, this should be easy to find. However, it's nowhere in sight. This could be a problem. There are life fruit though, so it probably isn't that the jungle isn't deep enough, but I added 2 more jungle platforms, much deeper, just in case. But now it's just the waiting game. There was some chlorophyte, so we want to have it spread in the mud blocks I built for it. We want more life fruit to appear, and hopefully a Plantera bulb will actually show up this time. Sure enough, one did, and the chlorophyte barely spread, so I mined some and placed it around the block to see if I could get more of it to spread. Very little life fruit grew, so we'll have to go through the process of standing around and waiting again. Turns out, chlorophyte actually has a limit of how much it'll spread, because only so much chlorophyte is allowed to exist in a certain amount of space. I learned this after standing around watching it not grow, and someone informed me of the issue.
Oh, an Uzi! Hey, cool!
I thought it'd be nice to craft chlorophyte armor before Plantera, so we'll continue waiting for it to grow and collecting life fruit.
I just need to kill a lot more. Oh. Well, I guess we're fighting Plantera now.
Without any walls and all this open space, Plantera is a piece of cake. This is when I learned of my error with chlorophyte. I mined a bit of it so more could grow and spread, and that works just fine. Here's the thing though, I only have a normal furnace, and without a hell forge in this world, I can't make an adamantite forge, and so I'm incapable of smelting this chlorophyte ore that I've been waiting to grow and farm. That's our first waste of time. Here's the second. This whole run started with a rope and a lava-proof bug net. The only other item I started with, or was allowed to cheat in when required, was Golem Spawn Altar and a Lizard block and Lizard Dangerous Wall. In theory, that block and wall should be able to make the temple enemies spawn so they can drop the power cells needed to fight Golem. I tried several iterations of this, but couldn't get temple enemies to appear anywhere. I thought this was how it worked, but apparently not. Not sure what I'm doing wrong or if I'd need more blocks, so instead of having the altar, block, and wall as some of our starting items, we're just going to say we're limited to a single power cell.
Imagine we just do this run where like, yep, you only get one power cell. You can get all the way to this point of progression, but if you lose the first Golem fight, sorry lad, your run's over.
I like the idea of having the block and wall instead, but if a single block and wall is not enough to make enemies spawn, then having a single power cell, or two, allows us to start with fewer items, which I think fulfills the purpose of this run. Plus, there's no temptation to start out by using the lizard block to stand on. Got the heat ray from Golem, disappointing, but at least it's a mage weapon. If you've seen my videos, you know that lacewings never spawn for me, and I mean never. I waited an entire night normally and couldn't find a single one. They would spawn eventually, just after the second night, and we bumped the spawn rates a tiny bit. 6 platinum later to reforge the heat ray to mythical. I have fought Empress a lot, so I'm pretty familiar with her patterns. I basically no-hit the entire first part of the battle here, but there's this one move that still gets me, and I couldn't figure out in this battle how to avoid getting absolutely clobbered by this one move.
Buddy, there's no space. What?
Admittedly, it's pretty silly to say there is no space in a world that's quite empty. The same move destroys me in the second battle, which has me fairly certain I need the unicorn mount to reach the speeds necessary to avoid that attack, and sure enough, it was a massive help. We fell below the arena at the end, but we were able to defeat Empress. No mage weapon, but now we have infinite flight, which we can use to slay the Empress of Light with much greater ease and obtain the Night Glow. Say goodbye to 3 more platinum. What we want from Empress the most are her wings. They'll be pivotal for defeating Moonlord.
And it's daytime. Ah! Oh no, no. Oh, come on, we're so close to the end. We're so close to the end. We're so close to the... Oh, shoot, that move.
We fought her for a little while, but we have proven she can be beaten, so let's skip ahead to the part where we get the equipment, but I am curious as to how many attempts it could have taken.
Nope. 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 So there goes like what? 8? 8 in total. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 we get the wings. Yay.
Now's the question. How many per stellar tune?
17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. Wow. Chat, I have the best luck. Do you know this? Do you know that I have just the best luck?
We found the right spot for the old man to spawn, and so the cultists are right there waiting for us. With some stellar tunes, we take these guys down because they can't stand the sound of my music.
Wait a minute, the pillars are going to start falling. Or not? Oh, they only fall so far. I assumed they'd just fall all the way to the underworld and then just gotta disappear forever. I'm glad they didn't do that.
The Nebula Pillar was mostly normal to fight because we had this arena here where enemies could spawn. Say goodbye to another 20 platinum.
Guys, I've gone through almost... I got it! I got it! Nope!
With Stardust, we can simply farm the star cells. Solar was a little more painful having to kill them on this open platform. Felt a lot tougher than normal until I put some Nimbus Clouds to destroy the fireballs they shot at me without burning through my, magical projectiles. Vortex was its normal annoying self, and so we find ourselves face to face with Moonlord, with infinite flight in an open world. This is going to be easy.
Oh yeah! Oh, we're going to first try it. Yeah, we are. Or not. If I'm not carefuler, let's run away. Carefuler is definitely a word, kids. Let's do it. Let's do it. And boom! Moonlord down from a world that started with one rope.
And that is how we defeated Terraria while starting from a single rope. If you decide to try this legit in vanilla without any other methods I use to speed up the farming process, let me know, because I'll be praying for your sanity. In the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, I'm sure you'd enjoy this other insane challenge I took on right here.